Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Sly 2 Band of Thieves for the Sony PlayStation 2. We are on the last leg of Episode 8, after disabling all those engines. And there's only one thing that we can do now. We have to get Carmelita's attention. She is flying around this aerial fortress of doom. And we need to get her attention somehow, so we can get her help and get ourselves another temporary truce. So we're going to play Sly, we're going to go to the right, and we're going to go over here.
Okay, Sly, we need to send Carmelita a radio pulse so she can home in on the blip. To do that, I'll need you to get on top of 4 very tall towers. They are too big to climb and too tall to jump up normally.
What's this all got to do with this thing you've got me wearing?
It's an experimental mega jump pack. By pressing the R2 button, you'll perform a huge jump, so be careful.
Alright, sounds like fun.
And from here, it's time for some fun. We got to get to those 4 radio towers. Thankfully, we can find out where they are with R3. With L3, not R3. I should also mention this. Mega jump. Jump to impressive heights. Press R2 to trigger. And of course, if you need to, you can assign it to any button you want. Once you complete this part of the mission, though, you don't have it anymore. You just have it for the 4 radio towers, and that's it. However, you can use it with the paraglider. You can use the paraglider in conjunction with this bad boy. So that way, you can make some impressive jumps off of impressively high places. And also travel impressively long distances. I mean, we were able to get there just like that. Are there any enemies here? If there are, they're getting knocked off. Okay. There's one over there. And to get there, we need to go over here. And thankfully, we can use the mega jump in conjunction with the spire jump. Not exactly how I wanted to do that, but okay. And from here we just need to do wraparound jumps and land on top of this with circle. We have 3 more places to go. One of them's around here somewhere. Oh, there they are. Okay. Now, thankfully, you can mega jump off the top of the tower in order to maximize the distance you can travel with the mega jump and the paraglider. This is something you really need to do if you want to do this as quickly as possible. Hey, I thought I was going to make that. I can still make it. Assuming that nothing else is giving me a hard time. Perfect. Okay. Let's kind of try this again. We need to mega jump off of this. Then we can do the wraparound stuff. Again, just be careful. And we can get up here. Simple enough, right? Well, we got 2 more of these to go. And thankfully, we can easily get to these. Thank you, Clockwerk. We can immediately get on top of these. I thought I was going to have to use the spire landing to get on those wings and then get all the way over here. But apparently that's not the case. I managed to get an accidental boost off of Clockwerk. That's neat. And from here, I should be able to make it. Okay. Well, I can at least get to here. Good enough. And now we can land on this and end this mission. Or this part, anyway.
Ah, it looks like Carmelita has picked up on our signal. She's now headed on an intercept course directly for us.
And we have now completed this part of the mission. Sadly, as you just saw, the Mega Jump Pack glowed blue and then disappeared. We don't have it anymore. That also means that whatever was assigned to the R2 button before we got the Mega Jump Pack isn't reassigned to the R2 button. So we're going to have to put the Feral Pounce back on R2. And then we need to go back to the start. As you can see, the Feral Pounce doesn't seem to have an oomph from the top of a radio tower when we don't have the Mega Jump Pack. However, we can still jump to, or rather climb to the top of this balloon. And we need to get over to where we started this mission initially, which is to the right of the safe house.
Look, Sly, for once, let's cut the flirty chit-chat and get down to business. I need an experienced tail gunner. Jump in and grab the gun. We've got a bird to take down.
That's not flirty chit-chat?
And from here, we move the aiming reticle with the left analog stick, and we shoot with R1. Shoot down these missiles. Try to get whatever damage you can on Clockwerk. There are 3 projectiles you need to watch for, and you need to shoot them all down. Also, this gun can overheat. Watch the meter at the bottom. Believe it or not, I thought that this was probably the worst boss battle in the series. And it can't be if you don't know one simple trick. And I will mention what that trick is momentarily. Oh, those red missiles, by the way, you have to shoot those down with multiple shots from the laser cannon before they hit you. They seem to travel a little bit slower, but they're still just as deadly, so I wouldn't take them lightly. And this thing, you shoot it once. You don't shoot it multiple times like you did in the first game. If you do that, you're going to make yourself look like a big idiot. And Clockwerk will shoot multiples of these things. Once you shoot these things, make sure you don't shoot them again. Perfect. Also, it is possible for red lights like those to emanate from Clockwerk. If you don't shoot Clockwerk, they will eventually form a pretty powerful psychic blast that can do quite a bit of damage. Make sure they don't connect if any of them get shut. Or actually, make sure they never happen to begin with, rather. And I forgot what that was for a moment. Okay, we need to shoot Clockwerk down. Ooh. There we go.
That was some terrific shooting.
Sly, we've got a serious problem here. Clockwerk's looking mighty upset, and I think she's going to take it out on us.
And from here, the fun begins.
I'm coming, guys. Hold on.
We need to jump from one of these platforms to the next. I can't believe I landed on the fan blade. But yeah, we need to land from one platform to the next. We need to get from one platform to the next in order to catch up with Clockwerk as they carry Bentley and Murray away. Also, these jumps that you're going to have in this specific area are going to be pretty floaty. So, you want to be very careful what you're doing. And of course, use that paraglider. Also, you may think you may want to land on the inside of that platform there, the one with the big roof. You actually want to land on the top of it. You want to land on the top of everything. Great. I can't believe I landed in the bottom part of that. Let's try that again. Thankfully, you don't have to do the dogfight between Sly and Clockwerk ever again. That part, you don't have to do a second time. Now let's see if we can... No, wait, it was the other one that I couldn't land on for some reason. And of course you'll hear Bentley thinking he's going to die. Obviously we can't let that happen, but it does get a little annoying after a while. And I can't believe this is happening. Oh, I did it again. Okay. We land on this. Hopefully without getting hit by debris. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this part isn't exactly the most fun part. At least it's not as bad as the dogfight with the Clockwerk. I cannot speak to save my life again, but what else is new? So, you mess up just once, you're doing this all over again. And that's not fun. Also, on this platform, you definitely do not want that fan blade to hit you, because it will knock you out of the air. And that's not fun for anyone. And once you jump off of this, you keep paragliding towards Clockwerk. We're now on this part.
Don't worry, there's plenty to go around.
You might have a new body, Neela, but you're still the low-down, backstabbing coward we've beaten time and time again. This won't be any different.
Be brave while you can. I might not have been able to outdo your hate, but I feel something, some power growing within me.
And from here, it's another battle with Clockwerk. And this time you have to keep from being shocked as well as shot. And the place you want to land is right here. And you want to stand on this part of the right wing. Wait for Clockwerk to shoot the fireball. Get to the right wing. Shoot a few shots. Get a few shots in. And then wait for the fireball to get shot and then get back on the wing and hit her. I was waiting for a fireball, that didn't happen. And now
We did it.
Right on.
It's an emotional moment.
Die, insects, die! My hate will smash you!
Watch out. That thing's still kicking.
Lachla mentioned something about a hate chip. It sounded like the source of her power.
If we remove it, she might stop attacking.
Then let's do a little open head surgery. I'll pry open that beak so that Bentley can go to town with his bombs.
And from here, we have the easiest part of the whole thing. We just go up to Clockwerk with Murray, press circle, do the face washing of the buttons, and we open up Clockwerk's face.
I hate you, Cooper Gang! I will find you in your sleep and I will destroy you! You'll never know a moment's peace for the rest of your short, miserable lives! The Clockwerk will know revenge! I am revenge! I am the Alpha and the Omega! Clockwerk!
I could restart this recording, but I don't feel like doing this ever again. Now we're playing as Bentley. We just need to place 2 bombs near these things that are holding the mouth open.
I still have my hate shit! You will not defeat me! Never!
And we can get the hate chip. Press circle. You just beat the game.
Let's get out of here. She's about to explode. Ah! My glasses.
What? Bentley, I'll save you.
Pick me up. I can't walk.
Come on, Sly, let's get out of here.
And there we were, at the end of the road. The Claw Gang had been defeated, and the Clockwerk parts lay scattered around in heaps. Yet, despite the explosion, they remained pristine. It was as if nothing could ever hurt them. Carmelita cursed herself for showing up too late to get a few shots in on Clockwerk. So she took it out on what was close at hand, the hate chip. And just like that, it was over. Without that core piece, that essential center of Clockwerk, there was nothing left. The parts aged before our eyes as if time had finally caught up with the ancient bird. How ironic that Carmelita, a police officer, would be the one to lift the curse from the Cooper family. The menace of Clockwerk would never again rise to threaten me or my children. True to her nature, she informed us that we were all under arrest. But one look at my gang told me that we were in no shape for a fast getaway. So I offered to go peacefully in exchange for letting my friends walk. They'd taken some bruises through all of this, but I was surprised, shocked really, to see them leave their gear behind as they walked away. Their wounds were deeper than I'd imagined. Those guys were hurting. Carmelita's old police unit soon arrived. With me in custody, her name was cleared, and she even got a well-deserved promotion. It was the least I could do. The ride to HQ started with us sitting in silence, trying to read each other's thoughts. As the reality of my capture started to sink in, she began to relax, and we got to talking. We spoke freely about our previous adventures, comparing notes and even getting in a few laughs. Then we started talking about, well, everything. Books, music, art. It was like we were on a first date. She even showed me the bottle she'd been saving for the special occasion of my arrest. My heart sank when she realized that our short flight across town had already taken 2 hours, a fact I'd kind of clued into after seeing the Eiffel Tower float by 17 times. She went forward to ask the pilot what was up, and it looked like my pals had left me a little going-away present before taking off. Floating away on the night breeze, I could faintly make out Carmelita's voice.
I'll find you, Cooper! I'll be seeing you soon, Ringtail.
And that was Let's Play Slide 2 Band of Thieves. This one took a while. 49 videos. I thought this was going to go past 50 like Terra Enigma did, but so close yet so far. This game, definitely better than the first one. This was the game that the first game should have been. I mean, you've got some open world exploration. It's not Crash Bandicoot Light anymore. You have missions much like Grand Theft Auto. And you can do even more things. You can steal money and treasure from enemies. And you can also sell those treasures and get a bunch of money. You can also pick up a bunch of treasures, 3 per episode, and bring those back to the safe house and sell those for money. You can also sneak up on enemies and kill them undetected. It's a lot better. Also, sitting through the credits, you can see what happened to every member of the Claw Gang that you outsmarted and outwitted throughout the game. Some of them end up having success elsewhere. And then there are others like John Bisson who ended up being frozen again. What else is there to say? Oh, wait. Okay, that's it. You've seen everything. You've won. Go outside. And we really have seen everything. Because if you go back, well, you'll be sent back to the stage select. And it's 100. It's 100%. How well did we do with this? 2 hours and 2. I expected to take a lot longer on that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the review here. There's a lot more you can do in this game. Sneak up on enemies and kill them undetected, steal their treasure, sell them for money, steal money from them. And, yeah, believe it or not, if you've beaten the game, there will be times where you can select an episode and the game will tell you to press square. And if you press square, you'll get something extra for going through the mission. I'm not going to show any of that off. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the load game menu, and hey, what do you know? 100%. As I was saying, there's a lot to see and do in this game. More ways to defeat enemies, more ways to get money, including stealing them from the enemies and going back to the safe house and selling them on ThiefNet, stealing money from them. And you're not forced to fight everybody in a heated confrontation anymore, much like the first game. You can kill them off from behind, Metal Gear style, kind of. And you're not playing as just Sly anymore. You're also playing as Murray and Bentley, and they definitely feel different from Sly. Sly is the one that you can definitely use for exploration, in addition to sneakiness and getting the money that you need for all of the abilities in the game. And of course, getting all those clue bottles, which also make a return. Bentley, you're better off using for stealth. He is definitely not a fighter. Murray, he's a straight up brawler. so you can just clear through enemies with him. The fact that there are some clear, distinct differences between the three characters, really, really nice. Graphics are the same as Sly and 1, I think, maybe a little bit more detailed. I like the fact that you don't have two character models for Sly anymore. The character model that he has in the cutscenes is the same as the one that he has in gameplay, which is something that should have been done in the first game, honestly. Don't know why that happened, but thankfully that's improved. Sound and music. The music definitely takes a different turn compared to the first game. It no longer sounds like a Crash Bandicoot clone. You definitely have music that sounds like music that you would hear when somebody is sneaking around. At least for some of them. Some of the stages. Others, you have stuff that is more orchestral and actually fits with the episodes that you're in better. Episode 8's music makes it really feel like you're in an aerial fortress of doom. Episode 6 and 7, it definitely feels like you're somewhere out in the middle of nowhere in Canada. Then there's the music in Rajan's missions. Nice touch of sitar in the music for those episodes as well, which I do like. Gameplay, same as the first game, except, as I mentioned before, you can do a lot more. You have the big, important abilities that you have from Sly 1 making a return. Some of them are already unlocked. The other ones you do have to find. But a lot of the abilities from the first game really don't make it over to here. You have the aerial dive. You have shadow power, which you don't get until the end. That was the invisibility move. You can still do spire jump. You can still do rail slides and rail walks. But you also have a whole new slew of moves to use as well, such as the paraglider, which is a wonderful addition to the series as a whole. There's the ability to charge your stick, charge the cane up with lightning, and destroy any enemy in one hit. And Bentley and Murray have some pretty nice moves as well. Murray has a lot of moves that allow him to do stronger stuff, such as the fiery fist that allow him to destroy enemies in one hit. He can throw enemies. The enemies now do more things other than hit something when thrown. And Bentley seems to have some nice tools of the trade, as well as some stuff that will help him get around. So this is the adrenaline burst that lets him run at full speed. There are sleep bombs that send enemies asleep. Speaking of which, I also liked Sly's music box and alarm clock too. Those were nice. I also forgot to talk more into detail about sound. Now, before I forget, I might as well mention it. Some of the voice acting is definitely improved. Bentley and Murray sound as great as they ever have. Sly, I forget who voices Sly off the top of my head. Kevin Miller, that's it. Kevin Miller actually sounds more comfortable as Sly here. He doesn't sound like he's whispering all the time, like he was when in the first game during the Binocucom cutscenes. He does speak in a more normal voice. He doesn't sound like he's whispering all the time, and I do like that. He definitely got more comfortable here. The only real voice actor complaint that I have is with Carmelita. She doesn't sound like she does in the first game, and while her voice is okay, it could have easily gone to any other character. There's just something missing when she doesn't have the Latinx accent. And because of that, she definitely sounds different from the first game. I just don't like it. And what's really weird is that the voice actress for Carmelita also does the voice for Nayla. And when Carmelita doesn't have an accent and Nayla does, something's kind of wrong there. So, yeah, Carmelita is the only sore spot in the voice acting, the only real sore spot in the voice acting, due to not having the accent that she did in the first game. Thankfully, they correct this in the third. And replay value, when the game said, that's it, that's everything, go outside, the game actually meant it. You don't have any extra stuff like you do in the first, third, or fourth games. You don't have any of the challenge stuff from the third game. You don't have any of the thief sprints, the master thief sprints from the first game, and you don't have the extra stuff that you have to do in the fourth game. I know nothing about the fourth game, so whatever the equivalent of Master Thief challenges for the fourth game is, this game doesn't have it either. Once you go through the game from beginning to end, that's it. You're at 100%. This is easily the easiest game to get 100% in. And while the game is considered the best in the series, and is especially leaps and bounds over the first one, it doesn't have anything that could count as post-game content. So once you get through this game, once you beat Clockwerk once and for all, that's it. Clockwerk's gone, never to be seen again. Instant 100%. You don't even need to get the clue bottles and the vault stuff to even add anything to the percentage, because they don't add anything to the percentage. You just have to complete the missions. That's it. You just have to complete the missions and go through the story, and you'll get an easy 100%. So, great game. Definitely better than the first one. Definitely set a tone, the tone for the rest of the series. Only reason you'll really be playing it again is if you really like the series, you really like this game, which a lot of people do. But other than that, other than the voice acting for Carmelita and a lack of anything that could be considered post-game content, this game is pretty good. It controls rather well. I didn't have any problems with it. Sound and music definitely fit the series better starting from here on out. Graphics are as good and crisp as ever for the time. And what you see here, most of it you'll kind of expect for the third game, which streamlines stuff even more. But I'll go into more detail about that once I play Sly 3, which won't be anytime soon. Not yet. I want to play some more games. I still have another PlayStation 2 game that I want to play before Sly 3, which I'm not going to name yet. You'll see it when you see it. So, this game is really good. Go get it if you can. This has been Let's Play Sly 2 Band of Thieves for the Sony PlayStation 2. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. As long as it was. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.